Hello Stitchy friends! Today is Tuesday, November 18th, 2024, and this is Flosstube number 27. Welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew, and this is Winston. You can't really see him right now, he's sitting on my lap, but he's my chihuahua, my dog. But you have found the Runner Stitcher. This is my channel where I talk primarily about my cross-stitch journey, but also a little bit about running as well, and that's basically it. So if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. We both appreciate it very much that you're spending time with us and catching up with our stitching. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. I know there's been a number of new people joining the channel, which is so amazing. I'm always grateful to have new people come and check me out and watch the channel. So if you're new, welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you see. Yeah, I've got a lot planned for you today. I've got some haul, some shout outs, I've got a new start, I've got some whips. I think there's 9 whips this time, so maybe not quite as many as the last time, but still a lot. And then we've got some plans too. And apparently Winston wants to talk. What are you saying? What are you saying? You see yourself in the camera? Oh, I know, yeah, okay. He's crazy. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to switch things up a little bit today, and I'm actually going to start with haul. And the reason I'm starting with haul is because I keep forgetting to share this with you guys, but this is something that I picked up in Chicago when I was there for the marathon. I was actually looking for a marathon jacket at the expo, and they didn't have anything that I liked. There wasn't really a lot of fun designs, and there just wasn't anything that stood out to me, so I didn't get anything. But there was a little street fair happening by the Airbnb where we stayed, and they had like a bunch of handmade things that they were selling, and so I actually got this little like poncho-y type thing, which I'm wearing today, but I keep forgetting to share it with you. It's on my chair. I'll stand up so you can see it in its full glory. Well, most of it. Isn't this so fun? I thought it was really, really fun and a great piece for winter to have because my arms are still free, so I can still be stitching, but it can keep me warm. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because if you look closely, this is all cross-stitch. Isn't that so cool? This whole thing is cross-stitch. So all of these little motifs down here, cross-stitch. These birds, which I think are so fun, cross-stitch. And I saw it, well actually my boyfriend pointed it out to me when we were shopping, and he's like, look at that, that's cross-stitch. And I saw it and I was like, what? I have to have one. So I'm wearing my little cross-stitch poncho today to keep me warm, and yeah, thought I'd share that little piece of haul with you. I counted it as my marathon jacket. Since I didn't find one at the expo, I thought this would be perfect, and yeah, loving it so far. I'm excited to wear it this winter. But I have 2 other little pieces of haul that I wanted to share with you. One is just a small that I found the other day. I think I shared before on my channel, but I love candy corn around the Halloween season, and so I found this little Mill Hill kit with the trick or treat and the candy corn, and just thought it was so cute. This one is called Autumn Harvest 3, I think. But I thought that was so cute. It's the full kit with perforated paper and the beads and the floss. It just looks so fun. So, of course, I'm not stitching that up this year because Halloween is already passed, but hopefully next year I will get this out and get this completed. But just thought it was super cute and had to have it. My last piece of haul is a chart that I have been looking for a little while and finally found on eBay, which was exciting. This is a chart called Romance of the Sea, and it's designed and stitched by Terrence Nolan. I don't know if it's out of print. I think it is. It's copyright 1999, so it is an older chart, but I just thought it was beautiful. And it's one of the rare times that you see a merman being stitched. So yeah, I just had to have this. I thought it was really pretty. I definitely won't stitch it on a gray fabric like is shown here. I'll probably try to find some sort of blue fabric, but and I don't have any plans to start this at the moment, but I've been looking for this for a while because I love this chart, so I'm happy to finally have it. The floss list is quite extensive, as you can see here, so maybe I'll have to finish getting my full DMC set before I start this project, but really excited to have this one in my collection. Okay, that is all for haul. So now let's kind of get back into our routine and talk a little bit about running. The last time I spoke with you, I had just finished the New York City Marathon. Thank you all so much for your congratulations and excitement in the comments. That was really fun to read. I really, really had a good time running it and was really glad I didn't miss it. It was a very good year. And after I finished it, I took a week and a half of just no running. I didn't run at all. The only walking or exercise I did was walking Winston, and the rest of the time I just stayed off my feet, which felt really good. It was nice to sort of rest, recover, relax, re-energize. And so just last week, I think it was, I started slowly getting back into running. I did a couple miles, then a 5 mile, a couple miles. So it's been very slow, but it's been nice to also get back into it. I was definitely missing my exercise routine. So happy to be back into the running routine. I have a 4 mile race in Central Park this coming Sunday, so that will be fun. I'm just gonna run it for fun again and just have it be like a little practice run. And I am starting a training program for the half marathon that I have in January, which will also be in Central Park. So that started this week, and my mileage is very low this week, but we'll start ramping up to get ready for the half marathon. So that's exciting, and that's my running journey right now. Next, let's go over giveaways. So last week, or 2 weeks ago, or 2 videos ago, sorry, I had done giveaways for 4,000 subscribers, and there were some outstanding things, basically. And we still have 2 outstanding winners. The first one is for the Angels patterns, and I announced the winner last week because the original winner had decided not to take them. So I'm going to do a last call for this, and if I don't hear from you by the next video, then we'll probably just close the giveaway. But the winner of that, and I'll put the comment here as well, was lbacon4169. So if that is you, congratulations, you won the Angels patterns. And just go ahead and send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com, and I will be sure to get that in the mail to you. And the next giveaway was for Lily of the Woods, which, yeah, I've got here. This is the pattern for Lily of the Woods. And unfortunately, the winner of that pattern did not contact me. So I went ahead and drew a new winner for this. And I'll go ahead and put the comment up here as well. But it is Christina Tremblay 826. So if that is you, congratulations. You are the winner of Lily of the Woods pattern. Go ahead and send me an email to therunnerstitcher@gmail.com, and I will get this in the mail to you. The other 2 giveaways have been claimed and have been mailed off, so they are ready to go. They're in the mail. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to just sort of wrap up with those giveaways. And yeah, now I want to do something that I haven't done in a while, but just thought it was time to kind of share a little bit of who I was watching on Flosstube. So I'd like to do 3 shout-outs today, just in case you have not heard or seen their channels. But the first one is Debbie from Mama Bear Stitchery. And I've been watching Debbie now for a couple months and just really enjoy her content, her videos. She does a lot of projects, a wide variety of projects, from full coverage to Mirabilia's. I think in her last video she shared she was working on Raven Queen, which is looking really good. But she's just got like a whole list of great projects that I really enjoy watching. And she was also doing the Great British Bake Off challenge for a while, and it just got too overwhelming, and I totally understand that. So I think she stopped that for now. But the thing I wanted to call out from her channel was she just completed a full coverage it's got like 3 bears up in a tree. It's like an autumn tree, and it is stunning. I think in her last video it might be like sitting up above her, behind her in the video, but maybe 2 videos ago she shared the finish and the fully finish of it. It is just stunning. And Debbie, that piece is incredible. And it was so fun to watch you work on that and see how much progress you were getting. That was really cool. So Debbie at Mama Bear Stitchery, if you haven't checked her out, definitely go give her a look. And Debbie, thank you so much for sharing your art with us. I appreciate that. The next shout out I wanted to do was Tara from Wildewoman Crafts. I'll link her channel down below as well. Tara, I just discovered maybe a few weeks ago, and she is just a hoot to watch. She's so energetic and bubbly and always has positive things to say on her videos. She's working on, again, a wide variety of projects. She just finished a dinosaur piece. I think it was from Owl Forest Embroidery. But that piece looked amazing, and she kind of stuck it through to the end and got a finish. I think a few videos back, she also finished the Twisted Rainbows band sampler from Northern Expressions, and it is so gorgeous. That has been in my wish list from Etsy for a long time, and seeing your finished, Tara, I really, really wanted to just get that and start it. It looked so, so good. But yeah, definitely go check out her channel as well. Tara, thank you so much for sharing your art with all of us. And the final person I wanted to call out was someone that you probably all watch because she's got a lot of followers already, but that is Sarah Stitchin' Mommy. Sarah has been doing this for a number of years. I think she's up to 340 some videos. And I discovered her right around the time when I started doing Flosstube last year and have been watching her ever since. There's just something about hearing her talk about her cross stitch that I love. The way she discusses it and talks about it is just so exciting to me. I love how she also chooses projects that have a variety of stitches. It's not just cross stitch. She'll do specialty stitches, and I think she even has like a blackwork piece, but she does like Mirabilias and chatelaines, and she just does it all. But her channel is really fun. So if you are not checking her out, which you probably are, but definitely go have a look at Sarah Stitchin' Mommy. I have to admit, over the past year, I have gone back and just binge watched every single one of her videos from video number 1 to 346. And that was so fun to sort of just watch the progression, not only of her stitching life and kind of how she went about choosing projects or what her plans were at the time, but just seeing the progress of those projects come to fruition. The one in particular was the Teresa Wentzler, I think it was Dragon Ride that she finished not too long ago. It was really fun to watch that from the early on stages and get it to the completion. Anyway, so if you're not watching Sarah, go check her out. Sarah, thank you so much for sharing your art as well. And that's all I've got today for sort of who I'm watching. There's plenty more. There's so many Flosstubes, and I feel like every day there's new ones starting up, which is so exciting. And yeah, just so many people, so many great people sharing their projects with us. So okay, let's move on to the stitching. So I do have a new start this week, so let's just begin with that. I don't have any finishes or any FFOs, but my new start is one that I've been talking about for a while, and so it probably won't be a surprise to you, but that is, I finally started my Teresa Wentzler Egyptian sampler. So that is what it's going to look like. It's so fun. I love it. And I am up here in the corner doing these stitches here. So I started this for the hashtag, which I know hashtags are sort of going away on Instagram. Well, not going away, but you can't follow them anymore. I think you'll still be able to search for them and see the posts, but I'm not positive. Anyway, the hashtag is called It's Wentzler Time. Is it It's Wentzler Time Sal? I'll put it down below. I think it's called It's Wentzler Time Sal, maybe. And that is hosted by Natasha from Britches Get Stitches. And she is the one who sort of inspired me to actually pick a date and get this started. So let me pull out where I've got. Now, I only have worked on this for 2 full days, so I'm very happy with where I got to, but it's not a lot. But I'm really excited to share it with you. So here is where I got to. You can see I started in that corner where I said I was going to, and what's really exciting is you can see that I put in my very first eyelet in the very center there, the diamond eyelet, and also these 4 blocks here in the corners These are diagonal satin stitches. Now, that is the first time I've ever done an eyelet, and the first time I've ever done satin stitches, I'm pretty sure. So that was so fun. I really get the fascination of doing specialty stitches now. Look how good that eyelet looks. And of course, it's a Teresa Wentzler, so it's got all sorts of backstitch going through here around almost every motif. The flowers are all backstitched, and yeah. A lot of work. A lot of work goes into the patterns and the design in this. It is so impressive. But I loved it. I was stitching this in hand, so just rolling it up like this and kind of holding it in my hand and stitching it, and I really liked that. The first corner is completely done, except for there are beads that go in there, which I will wait to do those till the end. I'm going to do all this, the specialty stitches and back stitches sort of as I go. There's no way I could leave all the backstitching till the end. Like, the backstitching on this part alone took me a couple hours. Like, there's so much backstitching. If I left it all to the end, there's no way I would do it. So I am going to try to stitch and backstitch kind of as I go, so it's not all left for one time. But yeah, that is my start on Egyptian Sampler. It's been really fun. I really got into it and saw the fascination with it. I get what everyone is saying about you have to be in the right mindset, because it is a lot of thinking, and I'm using the paper pattern, and so yeah, it's a lot to sort of keep track of and mark off and still keep track of the back stitches. And so it's a lot, but it's really fun, and I was enjoying it. Oh, also I forgot to say, every single stitch, cross stitch in that section was a blend. There was not a single stitch that was just one color. So that's true Teresa Wentzler from what I've heard. But yeah, I'm super excited to have that started. And I don't know that it will really come back out much, maybe a little bit here in the end of November, but we'll get that a focus next year to get more progress on that. So that is, oh, I forgot to say, so I got about 651 stitches on that. I am counting my stitches with the paper pattern, so it might not be exactly accurate, but it'll be close. And I was counting back stitches as well, so some of that is back stitching. I'm stitching that from a kit that I received as some Stitchy kindness from a Facebook group, and still so blessed to have received that. But I'm using all the kit fabric. It's a 28 count even weave, I think. It did have a little bit of stains on the fabric when I first got it, but I washed it and all that sort of came out. So yeah, I'm using all the fabric and floss from the kit, which is super exciting. Okay, so let's move on to my whips. These are my works in progress. This is what I've worked on since the last time I saw you. My hair is doing something crazy. Okay, there we go. It's getting long. Back to whips, works in progress. So the first one I'm going to share with you is Halloween Quaker, and this is by Lila Studio. I'm sure you have all seen this before, but let me see if I have a picture real quick. I'm just pulling up my markup to see if I have the full image in here that I can share with you. I do. So this is what Halloween Quaker is going to look like. So pretty. The last time I talked to you, I said this probably won't come out again because Halloween is over. And then it did come out again because it was eliminated from the Great British Bake Off show. So I had to put 500 stitches into this piece. So I got an extra 515 stitches in. You'll see where I was last time. And that puts me at 12.91%. So the last time you saw this, I was still working on the witch here. And, oops, where is she? Here she is. I think I had not finished the bottom of the moon, and I thought, well, maybe it'll be just left till next year. So I was able to finish the bottom of the moon, and then I also got started on this Quaker right here. Super fun. I didn't quite get the whole outside border done on that Quaker, and then there is a lot in the center of that one. But yeah, looking super good. I'm very excited. So that is Halloween Quaker, and now you definitely will not see this until next year for sure, but hopefully it will come back out certain times next year. and we'll get more progress. But 12.91%, I'm pretty happy with that for 1 year, especially when it wasn't necessarily a focus piece this season. Next year it'll be nice to have different focus pieces because my Whip Go calls won't be so intense, so I'll be able to kind of shift my focus to projects of the season more. But that was fun. Okay, next up we've got Stack of Pancakes. This one I brought back out because this was your Witch Whip choice, and I wanted to get a little bit more progress in. So last time we saw it, I only added like 100 stitches, I think. This time, a little better, but not quite. I got 329 stitches, so I'm now at 35.26%. I'll try to put a picture up here of what it is going to look like in the end. And that means there's still 2,066 stitches left to do in this before we do another draw for Witch Whip. So here is where I'm at now. I've got a bunch of park threads, so just ignore that. But here is the piece. It's looking so good. The syrup coming off of this pancake right here, oh, so good. So since the last time you saw it, I finished this diagonal. So I got all the way down here. This is the very bottom of the piece. It might go a little bit lower in the center here, but this diagonal, that is the very bottom of it. So I was able to complete this whole diagonal, and then I started on the next one. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this here, but maybe I'll put a picture in. Right in this section, right here, if you look closely enough, you can see a diagonal line. And that diagonal line is coming from my tension. If I show it to you on the back, you will see it even clearer. It's right here. And also right here. You can kind of see where the line goes diagonally. It's hard to do this on camera. But I started getting diagonal lines because I was stitching the diagonal. And I talked to Jen, Caffeinated Crafter, a little bit about it, and I was like, what do I do? She's like, you're stitching too tightly. You're too tense when you're stitching, which is probably true. I bet I am a tense stitcher. And I don't think I'm going to be able to loosen up or change that. So then I decided, you know what? I'm going to not do the diagonal because I don't want to see this diagonal line right here. I don't want to see that through the whole piece. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to work in all these parked threads and just take them as far as they can go, get them stitched in, which is what I did a little bit here with this one and also with this one. So I'm going to work in all those parked threads, and then I'm going to stitch in the diagonal, but sort of do it how I'm doing the Marvelous Circus, where I pick a color in the diagonal and then stitch it until that thread is out, and then go back to the diagonal and stitch the next color. So kind of diagonal stitching, but kind of cross-country as well, and that should avoid the diagonal lines in the piece. But that is Pancakes. This is by Sammy Stitches on Etsy. I'm stitching this on a 20 count black Aida 2/1, so it is really full, but that's sort of how I wanted it to be because I like the full look on the black, and I think that really makes it pop once it's back here, which is where it will be on the wall. So yeah, this piece is probably my most difficult piece, which is weird because I just showed you a Teresa Wentzler, but this one has a lot of challenges to it. Because I'm using 2/1 on 20 count, it is tougher to stitch. It's to find the holes and to make it look neat. And I just can't seem to find my right method of stitching it. I'm hoping going back to cross country will sort of help with that a little bit, but it's just been more of a challenge piece. So in a way, I'm kind of glad it was called for Witch Whip because now I have to pull it out each time between videos to at least get a little progress on it. And that kind of motivates me to do it. But yeah, I definitely would like to have that finished in 2025. There's no reason. I think I have 6,000 stitches left to go. There's no reason I can't finish it next year. So that is my goal. We'll see how far I can get, if I can get any more progress before the end of this year. And then I might divide it up into monthly goals and try to get that accomplished because I really do want to get that completed for 2025. It can't linger on beyond that. So that is Stack of Pancakes. All right, next up we have Slumber Party. This is by Sewing Starfish, also on Etsy. And this came out for another call on the Great British Bake Off challenge that I'm doing. I've got my cute little pig needle minder here. He's so cute. I just love him. Oh my goodness, his little face. This one only got 202 stitches, and I was working on this section here. So I think I filled in a little bit more of the yellow here and here since the last time you saw it, and worked a little bit on the moon section here to get those 200 stitches in. So yeah, just still working on the border. This was a sal that is long finished. You can see I've done 3 of the motifs. I've got the bunny slippers, I've got the little clock here, and then I've got the invitation to the slumber party. And I started working on this sort of armoire mirror situation here. But the rest of the frame is completed, so I'll just keep working on this as it comes up. But 200 stitches, 200 stitches. I think this one is on an 18 count black Aida, and my needle minder just got stuck to my desk. Hold on. This needle minder is so strong. I have to be really careful with this one. And I am really enjoying that one. I also started stitching that one in hand, which made it better than... I wasn't loving the Nurge hoops. I know everybody seems to be raving about them, but I've seen too many times where the Nurge hoop really causes deep creases in the fabric, so I just haven't been loving it. I still have the Nurge hoop in the bag, but the last couple times I pulled it out, I've just been stitching in hand, and I'm actually liking that. I think... I don't know, maybe for me, maybe my enjoyment method is either stitching in hand or stitching on a scroll frame. So you learn as you go. But all right, let's move on to my next whip. And that is another whip that was eliminated from the British Bake Off Challenge. And so that is Marvelous Circus. And that meant I had to put in 500 stitches because it was eliminated. But I also got a little bit extra done because there were a few other things that I got stitches for in the Bake Off Challenge. So I ended up getting 1,087 stitches since the last time you saw it. And that puts me at a big, 0.26%. That's crazy. This will be around for a long time. But I am really excited to share where I'm at now. So you can see that I made a little bit of progress. And if you look closely, you can sort of see the outline of the acrobat coming into play. So here are his 2 legs, and then his arms, here's his head right here. His arms come down on either side, one there and one here. So you can sort of see the outline of him coming into play, which is really, really exciting. I was really excited to get into the green of his pants, just to add a different color to the dimension. I'm loving how this curtain is looking already. So, coming along pretty well. But that is Marvelous Circus. That is from Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is an Amy Stewart art piece. So fun. Yeah, you can kind of see him. Maybe it's just because I know he's coming there. But he's there, and that's exciting. So that is another piece that probably won't come out till next year. Since it was eliminated from the challenge, it's not going to get any more stitches there. And you know my busy December coming up. So, okay, next up we have SAGA. And I don't have a story for you this time, but I will have a story next video. So if you are interested in hearing the SAGA stories, come back in 2 weeks. Actually, it might be the end of November. So come back for my next video and you will hear the next story. But since the last time you saw it, this is from Long Dog Samplers. And since the last time you saw it, I added 1,118 stitches, which puts me at 21.45%. And here is where I am. So the last time you saw me, I had just finished this part here and this column down here. So what I did this time is I finished the arch to get it all ready. So I did this all the way up to here and over and down. Oops. So that is what I worked on. And I also did this little like chandelier sort of flower motif thing at the top. So that is completed. But it looks good. I'm excited to have the outline of the arch completed. And then next time I will just fill it in. So that's why you'll get a story the next time. So cool. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count vintage country mocha, stitched 1/2 with Silks for You PR 207. Really been a wonderful experience, and I'm still on track to, this is my leap day piece. So I'm still on track to finish it in 4 years. I should get to 25% by February, which is the goal. Okay, now we move into the scroll frame portion of the program. The next 4 whips I've got are all on frames, and yeah, I'm excited to share them with you. So let me, hold on one sec. All right, the first one I'm going to share with you is The Kiss by Mirabilia. Here is what this is going to look like. I am stitching this on a 32 count Apple Blossom Witchelt linen. And that is the called for fabric that I was graciously given when one of my viewers knew I was going to be starting this piece. And I was having a hard time tracking down that fabric. So since the last time you saw it, I was able to add in 302 stitches. This was again for the Great British Bake Off Challenge. So that puts me at 25.35%. I've hit 25% on this project, which is super exciting. Here's where it is. So since the last time you saw it, I believe I filled in this side here, all these blues, bringing it down further. And I thought I was going to jump into the hair, but then I just was feeling, no, I want to just get back to the blues. So this fabric color is more like this, like that true color. Yeah, so that is my progress on The Kiss. Pretty fun. But not a lot to say since it's only 300 stitches. So, all right. Next up we have Strawberries Forever. This was my one of my whip go calls for November. This is by Told in a Garden, and my whip go goal was to add 1,000 stitches. Here is what it's going to look like. So cute. And I think the last time you saw it, I had these rows completed with the Amish lady picking strawberries, and I worked down here in this section. So let me go ahead and show you where I'm at. Here it is. So good. So since the last time you saw it, I worked on these rows here. I think I had this row of strawberries, but I completed this whole row of baskets. I worked on the top of this fence here, and I added this cute little Amish dude. He is so fun. I just absolutely love him. And then I also started a little bit in this full coverage design piece here at the top. So I put in this little fence, started with the browns, worked into the greens, got into a little bit of the sky. I think right here is where the barn starts. So that will be the next sort of focus area once I pull this back out. But it's really cute. I'm loving this. And I'm stitching it from a paper pattern, so I don't know the percentage of how far I am, but I was able to add 1,056 stitches, counting my stitches, and I think it's coming along pretty good. I would have loved to keep going on this white because it's a pretty big fence and I would love to have gotten that done, but I didn't really feel like moving my scroll frame yet when I had all the space up here. So I think I'm going to try to finish the full coverage piece and then maybe come back down to the bottom section. But it's coming along. So cute. This is stitched on a, whoa. I don't know what just happened or why there were, okay. I need to figure out how to turn those reactions off, I guess. But fireworks for Strawberries Forever. That threw me off. What was I saying? Oh, this is stitched on a 28 count Jobelin, and I'm stitching it with all the called for DMC in 2/2. So It's pretty cute. Okay. Next, I've got 2 more whips. Next is Gaia the Earth Goddess. And this also came back out for the British Bake Off Challenge. Now, Gaia got a lot of work. And the reason is, there was 1 week in the British Bake Off Challenge where Gaia got Star Baker for the week, got a handshake, and came first in the technical. So, kind of like a trifecta. I don't know if that's ever happened in Bake Off. It probably has. But it was pretty exciting when I was watching it. I think I would like Gaia to win. I'm not going to say the name of who that is just because I don't want to give anything away, but I think that's who I'd like to win. So Gaia ended up getting a total of 1,046 stitches since the last time you saw her, and that puts me at 32.25%. So since the last time you saw her, I worked on this section here. So I don't think I had many of these plants in yet up here, and then I worked on pulling her dress up this side here. I also added a little bit of these flowers here in the center, those colors, and she is looking really good. So the bottom portion of her dress is almost done. I've got a little bit more to go over here, and then page 1 ends about, or the bottom half of the pages end about right here. Now I did realize that when I photocopied this, apparently the photocopy was not quite accurate, and it missed a couple rows. So I did put this in markup, and it's working perfectly. I can go page by page, and it does its job. But there are a few rows that are missing. So when I get to this page break, I have to pull out not only my copy of the pattern, but the original pattern to see what I'm missing. So it's going to get a little tricky. It's going to get a little hairy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I think she's looking great. It was really fun to put in a few more of these orangey colors that I love in her dress so much. I also added a little bit more of the Krynic down here. Hopefully you can see. It is very shiny and blingy in real life. I'm stitching this on a 32 count. Ooh. I forget what this is called. Spring Showers? Spring something? By Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And yeah, that is the progress on Gaia. So, very cool to have her at 30%. Alright, and my last piece for this video is Mermaids of the Season Sal. This is by Bella Filipina. And as you know, I've been working on this piece and stitching a mermaid a season in the season that we're in. So I had spring and summer completed, and I was working on the autumn mermaid. And I realized if I'm going to dedicate December to Christmas stitching, I'm going to have to finish Autumn Mermaid by the end of November. So I pulled it out this weekend, and that's all I stitched on, was just Autumn Mermaid. And I'm happy to say I don't have her completed, but I have all the stitching and all the back stitching done. So the only thing left on this piece now is beading. And here she is. She's looking so good. So she's got all of the stitches in her tail. There is some yellow Krynic that goes into her tail right here and throughout a little bit. That is kind of hard to show in the camera, but really does sparkle in real life. She's also got in her hair, she's got some Krynic backstitching, which looks so beautiful. Again, it's like a coppery color, but that's not really coming through in the video. So, I keep getting these thumbs up. I have to look into that. Yeah, so all of her stitching and back stitching is done, including her little portion of the center motif here that I'm putting together. So that is all done as well. So my goal for this is next weekend. It's a little hard for me to bead during the week. So my goal for next weekend is to bead. Sorry, this frame is so big I can barely fit in the picture. But my goal for next weekend is to bead and finish beading her, which shouldn't take too long. I don't know that this one has quite as many beads as the other two mermaids, so that's good. I should be able to finish it this weekend and get her done. And then I'll be ready to start Winter Mermaid, which will go on this side here. And that will be the final mermaid. I can't believe it. It's wild to think a year has gone by since I've been working on this, but it's been really fun. So there she is, Autumn Mermaid. And those are all my whips. That is plenty. Plenty. So let's jump into plans. So November whip go was number 14, and that was the Strawberries Forever piece. That is now completed since I did over 1,000 stitches on that piece. Number 17 was the other call, and that is Celtic Autumn. That is by Lavender Lace, and the call was to do 2,500 stitches. So I have not started that yet. That will be a new start, and I plan on starting that also this weekend, maybe even Friday. So that's what I'll be working on, and that will be my focus piece for the rest of November. With the Great British Bake Off, so because I realized I had some other goals that I really wanted to accomplish in November, like finishing the Mermaid and finishing my whip go call for Celtic Autumn, I decided to put a pause on the Great British Bake Off challenge. Now, I was completely caught up, so I think a new episode came out this past Friday. Before that, I was completely caught up with all the stitching. So I think I have 3 episodes left. If I have time at the end of November, I might watch another episode and try to sneak in all those stitches before December. If I don't, that's fine. I will pick that back up in January. So I'm going to be like closing my ears, not looking for any spoilers on that show, but I will be picking that back up in January. And hopefully in the month of January, I'll be able to finish those 3 episodes, and yeah, then that challenge will be completed. But since the last time you saw it, now there's only, I think there's 5 pieces left in the challenge. There's 5 contestants left. So for me, those are the Lighthouse, Gaia the Earth Goddess, my Pixel Dragon Adventure Cell, the Kiss, and Slumber Party. So one of those 5, the winner of the whole show, will get 2,000 stitches. So one of those 5 will get 2,000 stitches in January or whenever I finish the show. It's been a lot of fun for me to pull out so many different whips and work on them, but it is a lot. And I think I'm finding that I enjoy really like sinking my teeth into a project when I pull it out rather than switching all the time. So it has been a lot, but I'm going to finish that in January. Other plans, so I am going to be filming another Flosstube kind of at a weird time for me. I usually release them on Tuesdays, if you've noticed, or every other Tuesday, but because of how the calendar falls, I'm going to be filming another Flosstube on November 30th. I think that's a Saturday, and that will be my wrap up for the month of November. So hopefully you will see a finished mermaid and 2,500 stitches on Celtic Autumn and whatever else I can put in there at the time, and SAGA update. So that will come at the end of November, and then starting December 1st, I'm going to be doing a daily Flossmas video. So if you're interested in that, definitely come check that out. I am going to try to keep those videos shorter, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes is what I'm hoping, but I will be opening the Advent box from Evertote and Roxy Flosco and stitching that. And then I will have one focus piece for each week. So the first week will be my Christmas Wonderland Sal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. The second week will be Donner by Mirabilia. The third week will be the Fabulous House Santa House from Cottage Garden Samplings. And then the fourth week will be Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. So I'm really excited to get that going. I hope you'll enjoy coming back and watching the daily videos and seeing the progress day to day. It'll be a different kind of challenge for me to be filming every single day, but it should be fun. So I think I'll be filming in the mornings so that I can open that day's Advent box and then stitch on it throughout the day. And then the next morning you'll see my progress on what I've done. So that's my goal for sort of December stitching. And yeah, I think that might be all I've got for you this time. So keep running if you're a runner, always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch.